Okay, welcome to Coffee Lecture 39 of our 34th series of Coffee Lectures. And this Coffee Lecture today is about Elsevier's Researcher Academy. I'll start with some housekeeping things. If you want to have the digital Coffee Lecture card, you can easily download it either by dropping an email to me. That's my shortest email I have. Or you just memorize or write down the URL, the shortened URL, and then you can download the PDF of the Coffee Lecture card. And I would like to do also some advertisement for tomorrow's Coffee Lecture. So tomorrow's Coffee Lecture will be held by Yoshika Dolens, and she'll give you an overview of all the NIST chemistry databases, which are very useful. And this is Coffee Lecture number 12. But now let's start with Elsevier Researcher Academy. What it is, it's a free e-learning platform that helps you as a young researcher to understand everything that has to do with your research work, with publishing, with communicating the results of your work. So it's free. There are also platforms that cost money, but it's entirely free. And you learn how to obtain funding and manage research data. You can improve through many, many courses your writing skills. You learn how to review a paper. So when you have your first request for reviewing a paper, there's also help. And for example, how to respond to reviewer comments. And you can also learn how to communicate your work. Access in Researcher Academy is easy. So here's the URL. You need to log in to have your personalized account, because once you completed courses, you will get certificates. You can use any Elsevier account you already have, for example, for Scopus, Reaxys, Mendeley, Science Direct. And much easier, you can also use your ETH Zurich account. So if you log in with your ETH credentials, you are already in the system. So this is how the starting page looks like. That's the starting page of Researcher Academy. Of course, it's very marketing, unlock your research potential. And then you click on the yellow sign in or register. If you're at ETH, you just click sign in. And you see this page where you have to put in your ETH credentials. And once you are in, you are recognized and you see my initials OR. And below you see what kind of courses they have. So there is research preparation, there's writing for research, there's a publication process, there's navigating peer review, and there's communicating your research. So let's start with the first bullet. You can see there are several topics and modules. And if you click on it, you can see we have overall 35 modules in 5 topics. And mostly these are videos. Some are e-learning courses which are interactive. And there are lots of topics like how to locate key publications if you are in the very beginning of writing. There are also, meanwhile, a lot of tools helping you using generative AI, how to use generative AI in the research workflow, how to identify research gaps if you write a research plan, how to enhance your chances of serendipitous research discovery. Serendipity is something I personally think it's very important. So there are many courses, and if you scroll down, you see there's quite a lot and many topics and can help you. And there's always a hint how long it takes, 22 minutes, 18 minutes, 40 minutes, and so on. So this is the long list of research preparation. Now let's go to the next, writing for research. Now you have 3 topics and 28 modules. You will see, if you click on it, you see there are even more modules sometimes because the image hasn't been updated. So this is about writing for research, the fundamentals of manuscript preparation, writing skills, and technical writing skills. And you can see also, again, here a lot of new courses, how to use generative AI. There's also help for data visualization, how to write an abstract, improve your article, 40 minutes, how to prepare your manuscript, 40 minutes, how to prepare a proposal for a review article, and so on. So there are, again, many courses. Also, if you write a systematic review, there is also 101 for how to do systematic reviews. The next topic is publication process with 46 modules. And if you look here, there are 48 meanwhile. And again, let's quickly scroll through the list of modules. How value expert feedback during peer review is part 2 of an introduction. 20 reasons to get and use an ORCID. There's information of the journal publishing cycle, the origins of scientific publishing, if you're interested in the past, in the beginning of scientific publishing, and so on. What to do when your manuscript has been rejected, 46 minutes, first next steps, and finding the right fit, because of course you want to try again. And there's also a new one about identifying fake acceptance letters. You may get also SMS or emails then when you order a parcel from someone who is claiming to be your parcel delivery company, saying you have to pay fees, or there are custom fees you have to pay. And there's usually a login where you have to pay. And obviously it looks like that people that submitted a paper, somehow they get the information and try to send you fake emails collecting the article processing fees, which is of course not from the publisher, but from a criminal party. So there's a short unit where they show these kind of examples and how you can avoid paying for something which is not coming from the publishers. So this is also a useful, I think it's 8-minute course. There's also one, how to easily spot reliable journals. So helping you to find journals which are not predatory, using AI to match your abstract to the right journal. So there are a lot of useful tools for the publication process. So again, a very long list, and you want to always find topics that are interesting. Next one is navigating peer review. In case you have to do peer review, your principal estimator says, well, you can do it, start doing it now. And you have no clue how to do it. There are also information about what is peer review, how is it done, the models of peer review, and also information how to write a helpful peer review report. And as a former publisher, I know how important it is, because when I was in publishing, I got lots of peer reviews, which basically had one word, accept or not accept, but no real reasoning why it should be rejected or why it should be improved. So again, a long list. Next and final is communicating your research. Once you found a journal, it got accepted, it's get published. There's also a lot you can do. So there are conference skills for researchers. There is social media for researchers, how to promote your paper, how to promote yourself and your researchers, especially as an early career researcher. How to write a lay summary. That's also very useful, not only for grant proposals, but also for showcasing to the public why your research is important. You can also use the search system and type in a subject you are interested. So if you need help with figures, type in figures. So there is one, how to design effective figures for review articles. And for each module, you usually have downloads. In this case, it's just one download. It's a presentation, a PDF, so you can see how to design effective figures for scientific articles in general. And you learn about the Frankenstein figure. So if you do this kind of images, which I quite often saw when I was in publishing, which are not very useful, doesn't mean anything, and hard to read. And you learn also how to avoid it. This is an example where you learn how to write an article, where to start, how to structure your article correctly. So there are interactive modules which you can't skip. You have to answer. So you have to do an answering here and drag and drop when to write the introduction, when to write the figures and tables, when to write the conclusion. And if it's not correct, you have to redo it. So they give you help. So this is the way a paper should be written. First, prepare figures and tables, and then work on the methods, results, discussion. Based on that, when it's finished, write the conclusion, write the introduction, at the very end, the title, the abstract, and the keys note, but never start with the abstract. And once you're done, you can log in. You see my progress. So in this case, you see what I recently completed, what is suggested to be next useful for me. And if you scroll a little bit down, I see also my certificates. And you can also download the certificate as a PDF. So there is a PDF for writing a persuasive letter for your manuscript. I did this. It didn't help in my case. But I have other certificates which I could frame and put on a wall. So that was the coffee lecture, just in time for 10 minutes. Again, if you want to have the coffee lecture card, sort of a memorizer for the Elsevier Researcher Academy, you can drop me an email or download it from this URL. Thanks for your attention. And if there are no questions, I close the session. Thank you.